Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Cranbourne East Secondary Podcast. Today, we've got myself, Mr. L, per usual. We also have...
Mr. Young, as usual, as well.
And we have two very special guests today, starting with this one over here is...
Mr. Savio.
And Mr. Darlington.
So, Mr. Savio, Mr. Darlington, if there's any listeners out there who may not have had you as teachers before, what do you both teach?
Mathematics. that's it. We teach maths. That's what we do here.
Says the person with the health PE department vest.
Yeah. Well, look, sometimes I do like to still connect back to my my early teaching days. Trying to pretend to be a PE teacher anyway. So.
Yep. How about you, Mr. Savio?
I'm a maths teacher, senior, always have been. No big changes.
Yeah.
Can teach a little bit of physics. But
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. More chemistry, would you say?
Not quite. I got a chemistry degree, but yeah, I really battle with that. So
That's good. Well, today we do have two guests instead of just one guest, so you're in for a treat because both of these teachers have something, well, actually a few things in common, all right? Let's start with the first thing in common. And I believe that both teachers have had some resources ready. Both teachers here are about to be first-time fathers. So, we have been brushing up on some dad jokes, I suppose. Yes?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So, let's do a little dad joke off. So,
Oh boy.
let's figure out the rules. Now, firstly,
Okay.
Mr. Darlington, you're going to use some resources from your phone. You're going to use from your book. We'll see who can make Mr. Young laugh out of three. So, get three jokes ready. So let's say Mr. Darlington makes Mr. Young laugh 2 times, Mr. Savio makes Mr. Young laugh 3 times, then Mr. Savio wins. If it's a draw, I'll judge the jokes based on cringiness, amount of cringe. All right?
Wait, can I just say, the best dad jokes are always the ones that don't require resources. So like,
Off the cuff.
yeah, off the cuff ones, like the ones in the moment, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't remember them in a pressure situation like that.
No, it's a big occasion.
Yeah, there
I mean,
is.
you only get invited to the podcast once.
Yep.
We'll see.
Oh, wait,
we'll see.
So, well, I just need a good first impression, you know? So I want to come back.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the listeners can see this, but the viewers would maybe notice that I've grown a little bit of a mustache goatee. And just then, as I walked into the U12 office, Miss Guthrie was like, "Oh, Mr. Al, I can see that you've been, grown a bit of a mustache." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? It's really been growing on me. What can I say?"
That's pretty cringy.
Yeah. Now I'm happy to shave it off finally. Set it up for this joke. All right. Let's go with Mr. Savio first.
I'll go first.
You can go first, mate.
Okay.
All right.
How do billboards communicate?
How do they communicate?
Sign language.
Okay.
A little bit,
Alright,
a
alright,
little bit
alright. I
chuckle,
accept that,
little
I
bit of
accept that,
chuckle.
I
Yeah,
accept
there's
that.
Yep.
half a point, I'll say. Okay. Mr.
I'm trying not to be like too easy with laughing, so I have to
Okay.
do a bit of
Yep.
resistance.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Why do cows have hooves?
Is it so they can move?
That's pretty cringy, not quite. No, it's because they lack toes.
Okay.
That was a
Should I-
bigger. I would say that's a bigger reaction.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably like 1.5 a point.
Yep.
Okay. What do clams do on their birthday?
I swear, if it's like they celebrate, I'm just going to
Yes, that was actually
check out.
You just rolled my joke. Yep.
Well, you laughed a lot though, so that's a mark though. That's 1
True,
point
true,
though.
true,
That's 1
true.
point.
Celebrate.
Yeah. Should have held it in, Mr. Young.
Oh, I should have.
Oh.
He gave that one away too easy.
Yeah, I
to
know,
be
right?
honest. That
I
was his
know.
answer. That's all right. That's okay. All right. What is worse than raining cats and dogs?
What is worse than raining cats and dogs?
Hailing taxis.
Yep, true. Very true.
Wow. Yep. Okay. 1.5. Last joke.
What do you call a boring dog?
do you call a boring dog?
A Dalmatian.
All right.
Okay, okay,
All right.
okay.
2.5. 2.5. All right. It all
Yeah.
comes down to this one.
Oh, okay.
It's a big one
It's
to take the win.
There's a lot of pressure on this. So, all right, we'll see how we go with this one.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So, a lot of the listeners probably might not understand this joke because they're probably a bit too young in terms of having to hire videos and DVDs from a video store. But we'll see how this one goes anyway. All right.
I was born in that generation. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. So, recently, I've decided to go back and watch the Batman series, like very early Batman. So, I went to my local video store and I asked if I could borrow Batman Forever. And they said no, because I'll have to bring it back tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that was a lot better than I thought it was. Like, more positive than I thought it was going to be.
I don't think he laughed though.
No.
Yeah, no laugh.
I don't think he would have watched Batman Forever. Have you watched Batman Forever? It's the actual movie is called Batman Forever.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I didn't
what
even
can I
know
say?
Batman
No,
Forever
see,
existed.
So-
That's the George Clooney one, I
know,
believe.
right?
Yeah.
If you have to explain it,
yeah, it's not funny anymore. So what can I say? So out of 3, at the last moment, Mr. Darlington chose the wrong one under pressure, and our winner for today, Mr. Savio, by half a point. Good job.
To be fair, I have been like desensitized heavily to dad jokes.
Have you?
I have a best friend who does not stop talking dad jokes. Like, I will literally be in pain on a car ride, anywhere, just being like, please stop, please stop.
No
please
wonder
stop."
why you need a celebration one.
Yeah.
You had heard that one before?
Nope.
No,
I
but
could just see it coming.
yeah.
But that's the thing with dad jokes. You can most of the time you can see it coming,
but
and
like,
you can expect it, but it's still still gets you.
don't say. Oh,
It's
he said it.
He said it.
Yeah, it's
It's the, oh gosh, no. Please no. Please no. No more. No more.
There it is. Yep.
There you go.
exactly. Oh man. Another thing that we have these teachers have in common actually is that I don't know if you know any other high school friends of yours that are teachers. I know a few high school friends of mine that are primary school teachers. But not only do you have a high school friend that is also a high school teacher, but you're now both at the same school. So, what year did you guys graduate, if you don't mind me asking? What year was it?
All the way back in 2005.
2005.
2005.
Oh, I would still be in high school, earlier years.
I think I would have been in primary school.
And I remember, because Mr. Savio did join our school first, and then as Mr. Darlington was about to join, I remember Mr. Savio said, oh, this a new teacher that's coming. He was the school captain, I believe. So,
Mr. Darlington.
Yeah.
how would you have to comment on the school captaincy of one Mr. Darlington over here?
It was inspirational. No, it was pretty good. He did a really good job throughout the year, so I didn't badmouth him. I didn't say anything bad about him. He did really well every time he needed to step up in front of and represent the school, I guess.
Yep.
So a lot of assemblies, a lot of speeches, a lot of representing, I guess, how us Year 12s is the graduating class of that year. So sort of did a few speeches based upon that. So I don't remember his speeches word for word. Sorry, that this is 15 years ago, so you are asking a lot of pressure. But as far as I know, did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as the Year 12, school captain that you were, did you remember any particular feedback that your cohort was telling you? It's like, of course they didn't call you Mr. Darlington, but Mr. Darlington, you really need to stand up for us and fight for this one thing. Or was there like a day where it's like, you know what, I need to balance. This is what the teachers want, but this is what the kids want.
It was no, I wouldn't say yes to that. Like when we were back at school, there wasn't this whole concept of student voice. So we both went to a Catholic secondary school. So the rules were pretty strict. You didn't have to wear a tie, but it was blazers to and from school. Yep. Even if you're walking home and a teacher saw you without a blazer, that was a uniform detention on your return. Yep. So no, there was no real what does the student body think? It's well, this is what we're doing, and if you don't like it, oh well. So
We used to have teachers in Frankston Shopping Centre after school just going like, if you're in school uniform and you're misbehaving, you're sort of not representing the school in the way that they'd like. So they'd have teachers go to the shopping centre because a lot of big portion of students would go. They get a quick bus into Frankston.
Yep.
And as young kids can be young kids, they just don't want. They used to be on the lookout. So
Wow, I mean, I went to a government school, so uniform was nothing like blazers. But Mr. Young, you had blazers, didn't you? Similar thing.
Oh, it was actually like quite strict at my school. So like things like if it was raining, you could wear your spray jacket, which was what everyone wanted to wear. But then as soon as it stopped raining, you had to like stop in the streets, take off your spray jacket, put on your blazer.
yeah,
And if a teacher would catch you, like even if it just stopped raining and you just had like the 50 meters away from 15 meters away from school, you could still get like a detention for that. So like that was how strict our school ran as well. So I kind of understand that.
we didn't have spray jackets.
no.
If it was raining,
Yeah, it was
you were
just-
still wearing
yeah.
your blazer.
Yep.
And then it would just smell
Yep,
like a wet
yes,
dog.
Yep, smell pretty bad, and you're hanging it up, and hopefully the next day that smell goes. But nah.
Links.
Yeah.
Links
Yeah.
Africa.
a lot of links Africa.
Yeah, should have bought some stocks in that, huh?
It's especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas time.
That was,
yeah,
that
you get
was
the links
it.
pack.
The Lynx pack, the
Yeah.
deodorant, the cologne, which was
Yep.
just the deodorant, but in
Just liquid form,
heavily liquefied
heavy
form.
concentrated.
And then you'd get the shower gel as well.
Wow.
Just walk out the change room. The change room smells like.
Standard
Yep.
Christmas present was about $20, and wrap it up. It's like, there you go. Any teenager boy was just, that's your Christmas gift from your auntie that put
Yeah.
2 seconds of thought into your present.
Correct. Yep.
I don't know if you guys have heard of other schools from other countries, but they have prefects. So they don't. I don't think they have them here in Australia, but it's prefects are kind of like students who manage the behavior of other students. Have you heard of that stuff before?
Yep.
Where you give like a student can give a uniform strike, right? Is it just other countries, or do you know if it happens here?
No, we didn't have.
No,
You
we
didn't have to-
No, we didn't have it.
No.
You didn't have to
I-
rat him out
No,
anytime
I
at all.
I wasn't snitching on Mr. Savio, that's for sure. No,
Yeah.
we didn't have prefects.
Nah.
We had leaders of other things, but not
Okay.
Yeah.
not prefects.
Like, we had standard the house leaders, year level,
Yep.
like whole school leader.
Art, music.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Sport, but outside of your house leaders as well. So there was all sorts of different leaders.
Yep.
But not prefects where you know making notes. I don't think it would go down too well. It's not. I don't think there's a culture of that here.
Yeah, here neither.
Even when we were back at school in 2005, you wouldn't have had that culture where you could go, oh, wrong socks, mate. Here you
Yeah.
go. It just wouldn't go down well.
Yeah, nah. It's it wouldn't work well.
Yeah, it's just like I ain't no snitch. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, now that you brought up about the different types of houses and captains, Miss Buckridge and Mr. Young and myself actually discussed this in our more previous podcast episode where we discussed how private schools usually have a lot more houses. So I had only 4 houses.
We had 4.
We had 4.
4 only?
4.
Okay. Because Mr. Young, do you want to tell them how much you have?
I think it was like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it's a
Miss Buckridge is one where they had like multiple colors. So one house had like a mix of 2 colors. Whereas for us, it's always just been one house, one color.
Yeah.
And my school was named, our houses were named after rivers. So we've got a Kiwa, Albans, Yarra. Don't know about you guys.
What was it? Ours was named after the 4 people that started the school, or something like that.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah, like the kind of like you'd almost call them like the 4 founding
Yes.
kind of families.
So Sliver and...
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing,
Gryffindor.
when you're talking about prefects, I was like, the only time I heard about it was literally
In Harry Potter.
And
Yeah,
Harry
correct.
Potter. Yeah.
yeah. No, we only had the 4 houses.
We
It
had
was
Chaminade,
Chaminade was
Olsen Olsen, green.
green,
Chaminade,
Douay,
blue. Douay was yellow, and then
Turner
was
was
red.
red.
Okay, so you guys were different houses?
Yep, I was in
Yeah,
Chaminade.
Yeah, I was Olsen.
Yeah.
So blue
Olsen's a
house.
greenhouse.
Do you guys take part in any like house activities?
Yeah, it always used to be the standard, swimming carnival, athletics carnivals that would have a big competition with.
But did you take part?
Yep.
What do you do, Mr. Savio? And what did you do afterwards, Mr. Darlington? Yeah, what do you
Okay,
do?
I'll go first. I was never a good swimmer, so I used to race in the events, but I used to get a lot of participation ribbons.
That's good.
A lot of people thought with like my height, my arms, my legs, I'd be a good swimmer, but it was never really something that I sort of come across. I was never a good runner. I could sprint a little bit, but long distance, never had the endurance.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the shot put and a few stuff like that. So shot put and high jump. I did enjoy high jump.
I did enjoy high jump as well. I did help.
High jump was quite
did
nice.
help.
That was,
See, I was the opposite. I was more of the swimmer.
Yep.
I did all the swimming events.
Actually, I remember. Yeah. I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, athletics, anything running is just I don't have the physique for that. Mind you, it's not like I've got a physique for swimming, but it was just more inclined.
Well, water does help. You know, buoyancy.
Buoyancy, right? You know, yeah. No, so yeah, swimming was my thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
At high school. But
yeah.
Athletics, no. Cross country, definitely not.
Yeah, we were more performing arts people ourselves. Yeah.
Cool. I can't picture that. I thought you guys would have been killer athletes.
Oh yeah. I mean, long jump. I did a pretty good job. I didn't even have to jump that far. Just my long legs, just like reach, and I'm there.
I'll be the student that does long jump, but not actually jump. I'll be the one who like does all the measuring.
Measuring
And the raking.
Yeah, that's my job.
So yeah, with you two having gone to the same high school, would you be able to enlighten our listeners about maybe the funniest memory that you guys had together, or one of the funniest school memories that you guys had? Doesn't have to be together, but maybe you guys remembered it from different perspectives, or
It is weird because like we were at school together and we were, I guess, friends with each other. Like we were friendly, but we weren't really. We had different friend groups.
Yep.
So we were sort of. We knew each other. We had a lot of classes together. So we did Year 12 chem together. We had specialists together.
Yep.
I think that was about it, just the two.
And then in junior years,
Physics?
we would have done. No, I didn't do
You didn't do
physics.
physics, no.
It would have been like the accelerated
Yeah.
maths classes.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Just real nerdy stuff, really.
well, you just said that you both shared the same specialist class and also chemistry, was it?
chemistry. Yep.
Chemistry.
Yep.
And neither of you are like chemistry teachers, so your chemistry teacher must be like really annoyed at the both of you, but your specialist teacher must be really proud.
It's a funny thing. About 4 years, 4 years ago, I went to a physics conference in my second year of teaching, and I actually bumped into my Year 12 chemistry teacher. Did not recognise me because I guarantee I wasn't one of his top kids. Very forgetful, but it's actually interesting. It was he's now teaching physics. He is sort of. I think he taught chemistry a lot, and then he's moved towards physics. Maybe just he's still at the same school. But yeah, I said hi. Just a quick 2 or 3 minute chat, just to say like I was one of his students. Yeah, he didn't remember me, but Mr. Jerez. It was.
He was a little pocket rocket.
Yeah, he was.
Small, but he was
Very small, but
He was a very large
yeah,
unit.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the gym.
He did.
Enjoyed the gym.
He did.
Look at Exhibit A.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he
he
makes Mr. Young look pretty small.
Yeah,
Though.
wow.
yeah, he was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then your specialist teacher, was he or she like an especially inspiring teacher, would you say, that's caused you guys to be?
He was very black and white, Mr. Sweeney.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Irish, wasn't he?
Yeah, redhead.
Yeah, and he'd have a little twang in his accent there. But I wouldn't call him inspiring in terms of I got into maths because of him. But he was very good at what he did.
Okay.
And certainly helped us. Well, certainly helped me get through the year. Because obviously specialist it's one of those subjects where you're not really doing it for the love of mathematics.
Yeah.
Unless you do. Well, that's what a lot of people kind of do it for.
I do have one friend that's actually really into it, but only one out of many. Yeah. But other than that, go on.
But he was very, very down the line. Like if you stepped out just a little bit, boom, detention slip, you're staying behind.
Yeah.
He'd walk into your classroom with your shirt untucked, detention, not even a warning. There it is.
Yeah. Tucked shirts.
Yeah, we had
I remember that
tucked
same.
shirts.
tucked
Yeah.
shirts.
Oh, you guys have it so easy.
Shirts and a blazer and we used to like roll it up.
Yeah.
Just rather than tuck it in, you roll it up and
Yeah.
try and cover it, but sometimes that wouldn't fly.
Or like top buttons always has to be done like even with the tie.
Yeah, well, yeah, we didn't have a tie.
No tie,
Oh, yeah, true.
No tie, open collar, so at least that was okay. But
but no t-shirt underneath. Couldn't be seen.
yeah, so yeah, because we had different methods teachers. Because if you do special smash, you have to do methods.
Yep.
So we had different. I had Miss Helsmer. Who did you have for methods?
Mr. McGree
Mr. McGree.
always
Remember
come
that
in
name?
smelling like cigarettes. And it's just like, I know where you've
Yeah.
been at lunchtime. But it was obviously different time
Yeah,
back
different
then.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we kind of got through year 12. I think
Yeah.
year 12 was probably the best year
Yeah.
at school. We, a little bit more kind of freedom.
Any
And
funny memories in year 12?
I enjoyed our Year 12 T-shirt polo.
yes.
Yeah. So because of all these strict rules within the school,
Yep.
there used to be a running joke that our school was a no fun zone. So you just couldn't have fun because
Yeah.
they go like any type of fun. You go, oh, you're in trouble. You've done
Yep.
something wrong or something sort of not quite straight down the line. So in our Year 12 T-shirts, we had a nice symbol which had like a circle with a red cross through it, and it had no fun zone on it. And it was actually really good that as much as we they were very strict and everything, they actually let us go ahead with it. So to sort of have a bit of fun and a bit of play around, they understood that they were pretty strict, but I found that's one of my, I guess.
It was,
Only
yeah.
12, yeah.
But I mean, again, there was still that element of we were only allowed to wear it for like the last week of school.
Oh.
We didn't get it at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Couldn't wear it to exams. So it's full school uniform.
Wow.
But we got to wear it for like the last week.
Last week.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't cost too much, so that.
Nah, it was,
I think that was
Good.
$30
Alright.
or something.
cheap polo,
Yeah, alright.
bit of
Yeah,
printing
yeah,
on
very
it. Like,
Oh,
cheap.
good.
It did not stand the test of time. I reckon mine was ruined in a couple of years.
Yeah.
A bit different to all these jackets. The jackets I get at Year 12, I would have loved one of them
Oh, yeah.
when we were at school
would have been good.
because they'd last for a long time and you
I
can
still
wear
got
it.
mine.
And you,
Yeah. Do you still have yours?
Yes, do. Though it's interesting. I feel like they, depending on which school you go to, I think they keep the same design and then just change the school. Because like I've noticed that like some other schools have really similar ones to the one I got. So I'm like, wait a second. Is this why we have limitations?
I don't
This
know.
is why.
Well, it actually falls back. So the year at this school, the Year 11 leaders actually have a big say. So the Year 11 leaders and home group leaders actually have a say in what the Year 12 jacket actually looks like. There's a website where they log on, they have a look at a few designs, they look at what our school has used in the past, but then they can actually use what they want. But when you log on to the website, there's, I guess there is limitations with these different styles, and as long as you keep with the colour scheme. So you might find that other schools that use the same company for the jackets, there are similar sort of patterns and styles, but I guess the colour scheme would be a little bit different, and I guess makes the Cranbourne East one a little bit unique.
Yeah.
But it's actually good that students actually have big feedback. It's not just, hey, this is what you guys are having for this year. It's actually Year 11 to have a big say. So sort of around about term 4, they have a choice, and then they sort of input their orders. And it was only really during term 1 where they got to pick them up about halfway through term 1.
Yeah. It's
And
good.
It's part of uniform that they can wear it all year, not in the final week of term.
Yeah, it's double-sided as well. You
Yep.
use both sides. I remember in Year 12, we only got asked what we wanted as a design in term 1.
Yep.
So by the time we got it,
Yep.
it was term 3.
Yep.
And in Year 12, you only need to do up to term 3 anyway. So yeah, I didn't get much of a choice. Yeah. How about you, Mr. Darlington? Any funny memories?
Oh, there's a few, actually.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the better days of Year 12 was we had what was called a change of ID day. So that was the very last day of Year 12.
Yeah.
So you'd go in your uniform as per normal. I think they had a few activities, but then in the afternoon, you got to dress up as something that either A, you aspired to be, or something that, you thought was kind of funny or whatever. So hence why it was a change of ID, because you're going from Year 12 to then being an adult and things like that. So the change of ID day was pretty cool to see it, people dressing up as different things. We had Ninja Turtles. We had a few David Hasselhoffs from Baywatch.
Power Rangers, I remember.
Power Rangers was a big one.
Yeah.
I I dressed up as Jesus.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So I had the full robe,
You must have done
and I even had a cross to carry with me as
Wow.
well. Yeah, I went.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
Remember what you went as?
I went as Saddam Hussein. A friend of mine, Sam, and myself, he went as George W. Bush, and I went as Saddam Hussein, and we decided to walk down the because the rest of school sort of clapped us as we went, sort of as a goodbye, and we were sort of like holding hands and celebrating that like, we've made peace and everything like that.
Yeah.
So back then it was, I guess, a bit more of a focus with the Middle East and that. So we thought it was funny at the time. At like 15 years later, it's pretty stupid, but
Yeah.
might not get away with it these days.
no,
Yeah.
no, definitely not. But, yeah.
Talk to your Hums teachers about who these people are. You don't know who they are. Yeah, ask who these people are.
Yeah, so that was certainly pretty cool just to see, people. It was just fun.
Yeah.
You get to kind of let your hair down a little bit at the end of the year. So that was certainly one.
And surprise, I did have hair back then. So,
I've
as the
got
rumors go around,
photographic
there are
proof.
photos of me
Yeah.
with hair back then.
Yep.
For me, it's more trying to think of the both of you without any facial hair.
That's-
Yeah, I've seen you. Actually, I've seen the both of you without facial hair. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Well, it's
like,
it's
I
certainly
can't.
one thing I look back at, this kind of the style that I was rolling with back in year 12, year 11.
Yeah.
And I just go, what were you thinking? Like, obviously no facial hair because I couldn't grow a beard back then. I was very clean.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to either.
No.
You had to be clean shaven.
Had to
That
be
was one of the
clean.
strict rules. That
Yep.
as much as like you'd love to grow a little bit of bum fluff like Mr. L.
Yep.
Well, no, that's
Weren't allowed to.
That's trouble.
That would have got us in detention. And they had razor blades and cream, and they'd pull you out of class and go into the bathroom, shave
Shave it off.
That was the same for us too.
Yep. I had the big mop of hair. I even had blonde tips.
I've had blonde tips as well.
Had
Wait,
blonde-
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
show you photos later.
Yeah.
I'll show you
Okay.
photos later.